Okay, so in this video I want to show you iBooks, which is an iOS application, iBooks, and it's right over here, and also show you the desktop version. So starting with the iPad version, okay, this is iBooks, and at the top here it's showing me all the books that are in my iBook store, but when you click on all books, then it also shows you even the PDF files and all that. But I just want to look at just the books, so I'm gonna click just the books, and this is part of my collection. So some of the books are not even here. They are in my iOS iCloud library. So one of the books I'm reading, or one of the books that I've read, is Physics of the Impossible by Michio Kaku, but he's also written Physics of the Future, and he's also written Hyperspace. And I just got another one of his books, Parallel Worlds, which is not here, but it's on my iPhone, and it's an audiobook. Okay, so you can also get audiobooks here. If you click on here, you get audiobooks. In fact, there is the audiobook by Michio Kaku, Parallel Worlds, and I can play it here. I can just play a little bit of it.
Penguin Random House Audio presents Parallel Worlds, a journey through creation.
Okay. And I'm gonna go back to books and just show you what it looks like to read a book. So here is one of his books, and this is what you get. Okay, if you click on these lines here, you get all the pages, all the contents. So you've got chapter, you got part 1, class 1 impossibilities, which includes force fields, invisibility, phasers and death stars, teleportation, telepathy, psychokinesis, robots, starships, extraterrestrials and UFOs, anti-meta and anti-universes, class 2 impossibilities that include faster than light, traveling faster than light, time travel, parallel universes, and part 3 impossibilities, which include perpetual motion machines. You see, so a perpetual motion machine is a class 3 impossibility. That means it might take us thousands of years before we're able to make a perpetual motion machine. And this is my argument with the guy who I think his name is Safe Technologies, who claimed that he had made a perpetual motion machine. And according to current physics, we know that perpetual motion machines are an impossibility which is maybe some thousands of years. Not that we cannot eventually make one, but that's how far it is into the future before we can make one. For someone to claim that they've actually made one is stretching the imagination too far. Okay, so you can also have bookmarks, like this bookmark which I made on Wednesday the 27th of June 2012. So I read this book some 4 years ago, and it was this page. Okay, and this is where you place your bookmark. This bookmark in red. Okay, when it goes red, it means you've placed a bookmark. So invisibility, you cannot depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. Mark Twain. In Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, a Klingon battle cruiser is hijacked by the crew of the Enterprise. Unlike the starships in the Federation Starfleet, the starships of the Klingon Empire have a secret cloaking device that renders them invisible to light or radar, so that Klingon ships can sneak up behind Federation starships and ambush them with impunity. This cloaking device has given the Klingon Empire a strategic advantage over the Federation of Planets. Is such a device really possible? Invisibility has long been one of the marvels, blah blah blah. Okay, so We've got Harry Potter, we've got Lord of the Rings, The Invisible Man. All of these show invisibility as one of the powers that one of the characters has. Okay, so that's just one of the books and what it's going to look like. Life on Earth was a free book which came when the iOS was first introduced, and it's got videos within.
This is the great African savanna, as it's been for millions of years.
So you can watch videos within the textbook. If you click on images or pictures, okay, they fill the entire screen. If you click anywhere, it takes away all this stuff. There's written stuff around the sides. Gallery grasslands. A lone acacia tree provides an island in the 62,000 acre savanna of the Liwa Conservancy in Kenya. Okay, but here there's like 3 pictures. If you look at the bottom here, it shows there are 3 pictures. So if I just swipe to the left, the other pictures come up. Okay, and I can just pinch, or I can just click on the close button here on the top left corner. Okay, so that was a picture. Let's see if we can get like a diagram. Okay, here's a diagram which I can also just click on it and it appears. Then you've got the map. If I click on the map, then it fills the whole screen. Okay, I can either pinch to get rid of it, or I can just click on the close. The other thing you can do is if you keep holding, okay, you can highlight all of that. So you can highlight. You can also write a note, in which case you click on there and say this note is about this text. Okay, whatever you want to put in there, and then you've got a note, and it appears on the left hand side here that you've made a note. So you can actually make some notes while you're doing that. If you then click on the contents table, this one doesn't give you, but the other one did give you like where all the bookmarks and all that. Let me try clicking on here. So that gives you all the notes you have made. So these are the notes that you may have made, and you can make these study cards. Okay, and you can just read this. If you're studying for an exam, for example, that's where you'd go there and just go through your study cards. Okay, so let's find another type of textbook. Another type of textbook could be, I'm biased towards physics, so I'm gonna go for this last one, this physics, and this chapter is about wave properties and it's on diffraction. If you click on table of contents, then it gives you the rest. Click on the generating electricity here, electrical energy. So let me go back to waves, the nature of waves, reflection. Let me look at diffraction or refraction. It's a wave property, and just to show you some diagrams that might be of help. For example, this is diffraction. If I click on here, then it's showing that when the gap is wide, you have less diffraction than when the gap is narrow. So the wavelength of that wave is the same, because the separation between the waves, the vibrating beam is generating the wave. These are water waves, and the distance between the waves is the wavelength, or between the wave fronts, or the blue lines. Okay, that's the wavelength. And if the gap is very wide compared to the wavelength, then what you get is some diffraction, but the diffraction is not as pronounced as if the gap is narrow, or the gap is comparable to the wavelength of the incoming or the incident waves. So the diffraction is much more pronounced. Okay, so that's quite good, because it's if you're teaching, it's easy to just put those up on the interactive whiteboard and avoid having to draw, probably not in a very clear way. And then you've got this waves. Okay, this would be the most, maybe more challenging diagram to draw on the board for some people. Okay, some people it's quite easy, but for some this could be really helpful. Okay, but obviously you need to check whether you have the license from the makers of the textbook to be able to show or to connect it to an interactive whiteboard, which I think is silly if you've already bought the book anyway. Okay, so what else do we have here? I think what I can do is just show you. So if you click on featured books, okay, you get some of the books which you can obviously buy from the App Store. Audiobooks, which I prefer because most of my books now is through audio. I'm consuming most of my books through audio. You got Harry Potter, I think I'll get that one sometime. It's quite expensive. Harry Potter, $16.95, $16.95, $16.95. This one is actually £30.95. But you can get the preview.
Once I've offered it 100 times. Never wanted to mix, he didn't. Ah, now, said a woman at the bar. He had a hard war, Frank. Anyway. He likes...
It's quite a collection. Okay. It's quite a collection, but it's probably worth the investment. Top charts over there. Then you've got top authors. Then you've got what I have purchased, which basically is, wait for it, okay. So in terms of audiobooks, not on this iPad, so this is all of them, but not on this iPad are the following. So Parallel Worlds. Okay, how many Parallel Worlds do I have? Okay, so I'm told Parallel Worlds, which is that one, is not on this iPad, which means if I click on all, I might find another Parallel Worlds, which is this one, and then there is that one. These people owe me money because I think I bought that book twice. Okay, we'll see what we can do. So that's the purchased audiobooks. Then you've got the actual books, the ones not on the iPad. Okay, it's all of those. The reason being, I don't have enough space on a 64 gigabytes iPad to have all of my books there. Okay, so I just wanted to also show you what it looks like on the Mac. So these are the books, some of which are not appearing. This is just the books. If I click on all, then it's gonna give me the PDF files as well as the books. Okay, but I just want to show you the book. So if you click on a book, let's click on a book that we've clicked on before. So it was GCSE Physics, and see what it looks like on the Mac. So on the Mac, this is what it looks like, and I can make it full screen through here. I was looking at waves. Actually, this is what I was looking at that time. Okay, I was looking at that wave, and let's see if we go back. We can go back to what I showed you before, which was, wait for it, this diagram which shows diffraction. Okay, so basically if you're a teacher, then you can actually use iBooks to buy the books if they happen to be the ones that are being used in the school. So you can get those. Okay. There is also iBooks obviously on the iPhone, and basically you can sync all of these books within all your devices. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here, and I think I'm also going to do a video on iTunes University, or iTunes U, which is that application there, which is related to iBooks. As you can see, I've got all these courses waiting to be done. So back to iBooks. Let's just go back to my books, and I'll see you in the next video.